Howdy folks, Maxwell here, and today we're checking out a little game called Minimum, but dare I say there's not much minimum about it because it's got combat, it's got crafting, it's got things that kind of look like Titans, and to help explain all of that, I'm joined by Norman Nazaroff with Human Head. Norman, thank you for sitting down, or letting me sit down in your space and check out the game with you.
Thank you for coming, man. I'm really glad to have you here.
Let's go ahead, let's dive right in. What is Minimum?
So Minimum is a third-person, 5 versus 5 team-based shooter.
Wonderful.
So focuses on multiplayer. We've got a really cool mode called Titan mode, which we're trying to combine elements of old school like Unreal Tournament and Quake 3 shooting with some of the more modern elements from MOBA games. So we've got there's creep farming, there's Titans, there's objective-based gameplay.
Am I going to be shooting down towers at any point?
Actually, there are turrets, but not necessarily on towers. Sometimes they're on walls, sometimes they're in different places.
All right, let's go ahead and jump right in,
Sure.
and I can see for myself a little bit.
So first we'll just walk you through this is the main screen.
Okay.
When you load up the game.
Like you do.
So this is your armory, where you have your loadouts, which most people will be familiar with from other kinds of shooters. This is where you can decide what weapons you want to bring into the game with you. We've got 5 different core classes of weapons that are available. There's the spread rifles, or bullet hell, which is named for the games that people like. So that in Minimum, our weapons level up. So with kill streaks. So every time you kill someone, they drop a power up. You can collect it, and that levels up the current weapon you've got equipped. So for the bullet hell, as you level it up, it gets additional streams of bullets. It goes from like 1 stream of bullets down the middle to like 5 in the end.
Wonderful.
So if I click this here, we can see these are what the different
levels
of it.
Sweet lights,
sweeter and sweeter.
Extra barrels. Yeah.
Exactly. So all the barrels are going to have additional bullets that come out of it.
Okay. And then those like all reset once you start.
Once you die. So
once you die. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So for weapons, those are totally kill streak based. So once you die, you go back to level 1. So having a level 5 weapon is a huge bonus.
But then everybody's probably going to come after you.
They're gunning for you, and it's a huge liability as well. We've also got sniper rifles. We have katanas, which actually you end up with 2 of them as they level up, and they'll light on fire as they go up. We've got plasma launchers, shotguns, all the kinds of guns that you expect, but with a wackier twist on them, because like I said, we want to be more like that Unreal Tournament Quake 3 sort of vibe to it. So there's a bunch of weapons here you can see that say like not yet crafted or need a schematic. So the way that you get weapons in Minimum is through our workshop here. So in the workshop you have schematics, and these are the plans that you use to make your weapons. So like in the case here, we've got a grenade launcher, which is a variant of the plasma launcher. And so you can see this is sort of the exploded view of it.
All the little parts
go together, and then you can see what it looks like once it's all assembled. So in order to make things from a schematic, you need crafting materials. So these are the costs of them are listed down here, and then you can also see up here, it shows you how many materials you've got available. So to make a weapon, you first get a schematic, and then you get all the crafting materials that you need, and then each weapon has a different kind of combination of components that it wants to make those. So
and then once I craft a weapon, do I then have access to like all 5 levels of that skill streak?
Yeah. So once you craft a weapon, you've got it for good. You can put it in your loadouts. You can use it as many times as you want. You've got access to all those 5 power levels in the game. What's cool about the schematics are 2 things. So we're going early access, right? Which we haven't mentioned yet, but we're going to be launching early access. So we're going to be putting out a ton of content updates as we go. So we're starting with just the weapon crafting, but we're also going to have upgrades and mods you can add to your weapons. So once you have a schematic, you could craft more than 1 grenade launcher and then put different mods in it, different upgrades in it, to maybe make 1 grenade launcher that's just all about damage, and maybe a different grenade launcher that's got longer flight times on the projectiles and a shorter fuse. And you can sort of mix it up and decide how you want yours to work.
Depending on how it fits your play style.
Exactly. And we also are going to be supporting Steamworks, so trading, inventory, the marketplace, all that kind of stuff. So like I don't have the fork launcher schematic here, but I do have the Titan Katana schematic. So maybe I'll craft a Titan Katana and then trade for someone who's got a fork launcher schematic for a fork launcher. And so we want to have that sort of interaction between players for that.
Fantastic. Well, let's dive in. I want to see it in action.
See the game. All right. I'm gonna show you one more thing before we dive in. Just this is the last important gameplay aspect. So we have blueprints. These are a little bit different than schematics. We're starting with armor. These are things you actually craft during a match. So they use a different set of materials that you acquire by killing enemies and achieving objectives and stuff. And so you can craft, there's helmets, body, torso, and legs pieces. And they give you different stat benefits. Like the Berserker helmet gives you additional damage, but you also take more damage. The multi-jump one gives you multi-jump. And you can upgrade them, so there's 3 levels to it. So by the end of the multi-jump, it's a quad jump. pair of boots, which gives you additional abilities.
Okay, so this is sort of like a twist on the general like item vendor that's
exactly. It's a twist on the thing you see in most MOBA games where you buy items. Exactly. All right, let's get it in. So we have automatic matchmaking. So you just hit play now and then choose the mode you want to play in. We're only launching with Titan mode, but that's also our coolest mode. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Best foot forward.
Best foot forward, exactly. So this is where you see your loadouts. So you've got, this is where you would pick which weapons you want to start with.
So it looks like you get 2 weapons and 1 like piece of
and
equipment.
1 device. Yeah. So for devices, we have 2 of them initially. That's a pretty standard frag grenade, and then we have a deployable grenade turret. So this is, this match has already started, so he joined a match in progress.
Oh, wonderful.
So this is a creep here, and that particular creep that he's trying to chase down is the golden creep. So like in MOBA games, one of the things you want to do is farm up creeps in between rounds. So at the top of the screen, you see 2 numbers. There's the 8 and the 6, blue and red.
Oh, okay.
And that shows how many creeps your team has farmed. And so the more that you farm during the creep phase, the stronger your Titans will be when they respawn. And so the golden creep, which is why their Titan icon just turned yellow, the golden creep gives a bunch of additional
because they've got
buffs.
like the golden creep boost.
Exactly. So in addition to just having more creeps overall, they've also got the golden creep. So they're pretty far ahead during this round.
Now, does this map layout follow through the traditional MOBA style, like set lanes with a jungle type environment in the middle?
Sort of. I mean, so these are the creep areas. So there's 2 on this map, and they're in this sort of cave area. So they're off to the sides, and there's 1 lane going down the middle where the Titans march. And so there's 1 lane with creep farming areas on either side. So you can kind of think of the creep farming areas kind of like the jungle, in the sense that they're, it's twisty and a little more closed in. The sight lines are shorter. And so but
it's also sort of separate from the main lane where it seems like a lot of the combat's going to be playing out.
Yep. So people tend to break up into the creep farming areas during the creep phase. And then you have to balance between tasty tuna, what are you doing? And then you sort of have to break up from a team strategy perspective of whether or not you're farming the creeps on your side of the map, or are you invading the enemy side of the map and trying to stop them from farming theirs. So now the Titans have respawned, so they march down. This is the lane that he's walking down here. And so now they're going to fight up in the middle of it.
Looks like our Titan just decked.
Yeah, so
Titan,
our Titan, because it has so much more creep farm to it, it took about half their Titan's health off in a single hit. Normally it would take about a quarter of its health off. So our Titan is about to wreck.
Yeah, and it looks like we can assist in the Titan fight as well.
Exactly.
Well, I think our Titan's got it under control.
I think your Titan's got it under control. But yeah, the players can do damage to the Titans. Player weapons are a lot less effective than the Titans are, at least at level 1. If you get your weapons up to level 5, like the spread rifle, if you can get real close to the Titan and get all 5 bullets on it, it does a lot of damage. So now these are the defensive walls that came up that we just walked past.
We got to get revenge on Tasty Tuna real quick.
Here, we'll take a look at it. Or maybe not. That's teamwork right there. Tasty Tuna was the bait.
But defensive walls, so like, are you building defenses on the map? Like,
no,
I see we've got like this little blue icon
these icons here, this is where the walls come up out of the ground. So they raise up when the Titans approach. And so you see this one's been destroyed here. And if he keeps walking forward, he'll see that actually our Titan just died. But there was a wall over that the Titan was beating on. So Titans are the only things that can do damage to walls. So that's why you need to power up your Titan to escort it, keep it safe. Because that's ultimately how you win the game, is escorting your Titan all the way down to the enemy base. The Titan
and then he's just going to wreck it.
He's going to wreck it, exactly.
Does any player control the Titan, or is the Titan completely
Titan's autonomous.
AI command?
Yeah, AI command. Yep, he just spawns, marches down the middle, fights the other Titan, and then starts beating on walls if he wins.
Oh, and it looks like we just crafted up a little bit of a
so this is that's the in-match blueprints crafting that I was talking about. So I think it looks like he did the tank armor, I think that was. So that's going to get, although it didn't help him too much here.
Tasty Tuna.
The tank armor,
on fire right now.
The tank armor gives him additional health and defense, so he'll live longer, but at the cost of moving a little bit slower. So he's also got things like, these are the speed boots. So these are going to make him just run faster across the board.
So you can like mix and match.
You can mix and match, exactly, yep. And each one of these will have further upgrades. The materials that you use to make them, you see down the lower left, there's 2 icons down there.
We've got gems and an awkward circle.
Shards and fragments, we call them. Or we'll call them gems and awkward circles for now. So the awkward circles are sort of the base crafting material, and everything costs some amount of awkward circles. And then the gems are the more, they're like higher tier. So it's kind of like Vespin gas in StarCraft, where like the higher tech units or upgrades for things need more crystals. The basic items just need the awkward circles, and so that's the.
So then I imagine Like you get one resource from killing bad guys and another resource just found.
Yeah, so pretty much everything you do gives some amount of the awkward circles. So the crystals come from killing enemies or killing players, and you see there's a purple one that just got collected right there. You also get them from killing creeps and from killing titans.
Okay.
Everything else just drops the awkward circles.
Now then, like when that currency drops on the map, can anybody like run over and pick it up?
Oh yeah,
can
it's
they
not
just
yours.
snipe up your
they can
currency?
snipe your currency, and in some ways, so enemies can snipe it, but it's also somewhat of a strategic decision. So if you've already crafted all the armor that you want,
if you're all good to go, you can
exactly let your buddy pick it up. And same thing with the power-ups that level up your weapons. That's that blue thing that he just picked up. You could let one of your other allies grab it if you've already got a level 5 weapon. Like there's no sense in grabbing more of them. Let your buddy grab it. He's gonna throw out a turret. It looks like if he just threw out his, he's gonna have the turret fight the turret.
Turret duels. Oops. Oh, a little bit of behind the scenes.
A little behind the scenes console. All our PC gamer fans will be familiar with that, I think.
So then, is there it looks like so we deployed the turret, and it looks like now it's running on a cooldown.
Yeah, so it's gonna recharge the cooldown until he can use it again, and I don't know why Zilla's ignoring now. That's why I guess. Like Zilla knew what he was doing. So he used the frag grenade. Yeah, so it'll recover on cooldown, and then you can only put one turret out at a time.
Okay.
So he couldn't put another one out until that one was either destroyed or removed in some way. But he'll be able to put a new one out as soon as that happens.
Now, is the blue bar up there? Does that indicate that like our Titan is back on the field?
That's your Titan's health. Yeah.
Okay.
So Titan's already respawned, and our Titan has already destroyed their Titan. So during that farming phase, I wasn't even paying attention. So blue team just dominated that farming phase.
We're cleaning it up
right now. There's like
now.
a 50 creep differential here, so this is going to be over. This match is pretty much over at this point. He's going to bust through this last wall, and they're going to make a desperate attempt. Oh wow, Minimum's doing some work now.
No.
Oh no.
Not even.
Oh, but he got him though.
Twin Katana super mode.
So he's doing some work, but I think it's too late. We can see that their second wall is already down. He's
certainly
the
people's hero.
Momentarily.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
There it is. And of course, the cool action pose there.
That's right, cool action pose for the end. Victorious.
And Bazambo.
Boom goes the dynamite. As they say on the
classic.
internet.
Such a classic.
So this is one of our 2 maps. This one's called the Desert Canyon. And unfortunately, it's going to do the Desert Canyon again.
That's all right. I'd say so. Anything else like post games? It looks like
missions.
I don't think we touched on that yet.
Yeah, so missions are something that you get periodically. They'll give you different goals, so like kill a certain number of creeps in a match, or like win 5 matches with a particular weapon, or that kind of thing. And so by completing missions, you get additional crafting material rewards. So it's a way to get more crafting materials to make more guns.
Okay. So even if you lose the round, you can still complete a couple of missions.
Exactly.
Maybe not feel quite so bad.
Exactly. Yeah, and you get rewards just for completing a match. So you get a bonus for winning, but just being in the match at all, you'll still get something. Yeah.
All right, Norman. Well, is there anything else you want to touch on real quick before we wrap it up?
We're super excited to go early access, so that'll be really soon. Very soon, early access. And we want to be a true early access game. Like, we're looking for serious feedback from players. We want them to get in there and play it.
This is not just free demo time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We're not just using this as paid beta essentially.
Yeah.
Like, no, we actually want a conversation with the players. We want them to let us know what they like about it, what they don't like about it, what kind of features they want to see. We're going to make sure that we're present on the Steam community forums. We're going to have a dev blog on our website. We're going to do regular streaming online. And so we want the players to really talk to us, and we'll show them things early, stuff that's not done yet. We've got a new map that's in progress. It's about 50% done. We're going to throw that up on our dev blog pretty soon and let the players take a look at it and tell us what do you guys think? You think there's
any idea of like a release date, release window?
Very soon.
Okay.
So in the next few weeks here, we'll be going early access.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for sitting down and chatting with me.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming. I appreciate it.